Hello, welcome to our channel. My name is Hannah, and today I have a video for you on something that I've been touching on throughout a lot of my videos, and I want to dive deep into today. I got a question about this, and it really piqued my interest, and I was like, yeah, like it's time for me to finally, go into this and talk about it. And yeah, I feel like people are more ready and receptive to hear this, and I want to talk about how it relates to twin flames, how it relates to ascension, and really what it is all about. And this subject is on Christ consciousness. So I have experienced Jesus and Christ in many different ways throughout my life. Since growing up Catholic, I remember asking my dad as like a little girl, like, Dad, do you think Jesus is coming back in our lifetime? Like, I was probably like 5 years old when I asked this. And he just got, like, a little uncomfortable. I was like, I don't know, like, I don't know." And I I had this feeling, though, at the time in my heart that he would, that he was. And, of course, at that time, I didn't understand the second coming in the way that I do today of not Jesus, the physical human being coming down to earth to raise us all up and into heaven, but actually his consciousness, the Christ consciousness coming down to earth into all of our minds, all of our hearts, all of our souls. And that is what I've come to understand as the ascension of earth and what ascension is all about. And so, yeah, that's kind of a pretty deep overview of what we're going to get into. But just wanted to start you off with that little story from my childhood and my life. And yeah, like I said, I grew up Catholic, and so I always had this deep, deep belief in Jesus and Christ, in God, and always felt very connected to Jesus, very connected to God. And God was a major, major part of my life throughout, you know, my whole entire life. Yet I didn't have the understanding that I have now or the relationship that I have now. I always had a relationship and I always really cherished that. And so since that time, it's really evolved into understanding that there is not this separation between heaven and earth like I was raised to believe, like how we come to earth, we're not in heaven, and then when we die, we go to heaven, that type of thing. But now I've understood that actually heaven is, yes, of course, there's a heavenly place we go after we die, but also at the same time, heaven is being brought to earth, and that is what Christ consciousness is all about. And so through ascension, through ascending, you come into union with Christ consciousness, which is, another form of enlightenment, another form of ascension, all kind of meaning the same thing. But today I'm really touching on Christ consciousness. But if you aren't familiar with that, it also can mean enlightenment, and it also can mean ascended state, union with God, all of these different things. And this is something I've been working on. I've been working on my ascension. Dylan and I, we, work on our ascension every single day. Everyone really is on the ascension path. It just depends on where you're at, whether you're aware of it, all of that stuff. But if you're watching this video, you're likely very aware that you are on the ascension path. You are ascending, and you are coming closer and closer to your divine self, to God, to, perfect union, which is also ascension, enlightenment, Christ consciousness. It's another word for it, every single day. And so as we ascend, we really begin to experience God in every area of our life, not just in prayer or even just in meditation or in church or however you practice. It's really about experiencing God through every single person, every single thing, every single moment of your life. And that is meaning that you can use your reality, you can use your life, like we teach here, to heal and to go deeper into that relationship with God by using the mirror exercise, which is a video on our channel. That is the tool we use for ascension, and it's the most powerful tool that you can use on the planet today. And so, because with the mirror exercise, what you do is, if something in your reality is upsetting you, that means that it's not in alignment with that God energy, that love energy, that vibration of joy and peace. When you feel that feeling of upset, of frustration, of annoyance, of anger, of whatever it is, you use the mirror exercise to love that part of yourself that's feeling that way and bring it back into a place of love. And as you heal your consciousness this way, you heal layer after layer after layer of separation from God, separation from the divine. And this is what ascends you into higher vibrations, into that Christ consciousness state. And so this is accelerated when you are choosing to be with your twin flame. And here's why, because your twin flame is your perfect mirror. Your entire reality is your mirror. Every person is mirroring back to you your internal state, but your twin flame is your mirror in the highest divine way, the way that they're going to trigger you in the places that you need to be triggered the most in order to heal your consciousness into that perfect state of Christ consciousness. And so that's why twin flame ascension is the fastest form of ascension. And what we are experiencing on the planet right now is no longer having to go into the Himalayas and caves and meditate for a half of a lifetime in order to ascend. What you can do is you can do it in your real life. You can use your reality, you can use your union, and use these experiences that you have to grow closer to God. And so that is how I am ascending. That is how I am vibrating higher and vibrating into Christ consciousness more every day. And how I've really healed every area of my life is through following my heart, trusting God, through speaking to God, through cultivating this relationship with God, through going all in with God, through, letting go of everything else in my life other than God at one point. And I mean, I just have God now, but like letting go of past relationships that didn't serve me, letting go of jobs that didn't serve me, letting go of living situations that didn't serve me, of things. I really purged so much of my previous life, so to speak, to come into this place where I am today, where we really are building from the ground up. My twin flame and I, we are building a life built on a foundation of love, of God. And we're doing this through the teachings of union, and we're sharing this with others and how you can do this too. And really, since walking the path of a twin flame ascension, when I discovered it about a year and a half ago. And well, I say discovered it, like it was this knowing in my heart, but it really came to life and became manifest when I found the teachings of union and began applying that to my life. Since then I've leveled up in my job, leveled up. We bought a house, I bought a car. Like, these physical manifestations, while they may not seem spiritual to many people, they are extremely, extremely spiritual. To be vibrating higher in your financial vibration is a very, very high spiritual achievement. And it should not be discounted. The spiritual path, you don't have to discount all of the beautiful manifestations God can provide for you, because those are really just manifestations of your relationship with God, like a car or a house or, beautiful piece of jewelry. These are all things that are gifts from God to you to, show where you are at in your spiritual journey. And I'm not saying that if you don't have a house or a car, you're not in a, good place with God, not at all. I'm just saying that as you continue to deepen, God's going to bring you the desires that you have in your heart. So I desired a house, I desired a car. And as I walked this path, I desired a job I love. God brought all of these into my life. I desired my twin flame. He brought me my twin flame because I was doing the healing work and I was ascending and coming closer to Christ, coming closer to the Christ consciousness. And so, this really is all about coming into alignment with your divine self. And you hold a completely unique aspect of God within you. You are so important to God. And no other person can relate to God the way that you do and have the relationship that you have with God. And so it's really a personal experience of coming closer to your God, to who God is for you, and to developing that union and relationship within. And as you do this, and as you, purify your ego through the mirror exercise, which is just loving yourself, through your practices, which is, the fastest form is the mirror exercise. As you do this, the layers of ego, the layers of illusion that have, kept you from experiencing God's love in your twin flame union, in your life purpose, in your job, in your home, they will all fall away. And that is what allows God's love to bring you the gifts, the joy, the manifestations of your desires to life. So Christ consciousness is really all about aligning with that aspect of God that you are, that you hold, and living that, embodying that, and carrying the qualities of Christ, of Jesus Christ, who is the perfect embodiment and example for us. But he did not come to show us, there's a Yogananda quote that I love, and hold on, I'll grab it. It is, I just posted it on our Instagram, so it's easy access, but I posted this on Christmas. Jesus was not sent to us to symbolize an unattainable goal. He came as a living inspiration, demonstrating what we all may successfully seek and achieve. Yeah, and that is a quote from Yogananda, who I love. And if you haven't read Autobiography of a Yogi, I highly recommend it. It really changed my life. But yeah, Jesus didn't come to be this unattainable goal to make us all feel less than or unworthy or like sinners. No, we're not sinners. Sin doesn't exist. It says in A Course in Miracle, sin is simply, it's missing the mark. Sin is missing the mark. That's all a sin is. It's missing the mark because your mark is divine. You know in your heart, we all know in our hearts that we are divine, that we are pure, that we are innocent, and that we are capable of making loving choices, and the only thing that tells us we're not is our ego, which doesn't even exist. You do not have an ego, by the way. You do not have an ego. And yeah, like when you get to that place where you're like, screw this ego. I'm not gonna, I was gonna say something else, but like, screw the ego. Like, who are you? Who the heck are you to tell me that I'm not divine and that I am not awesome and that I am not capable of all of my dreams? Like, who are you? No way. I'm a child of God. I'm a child of the Most High. I'm a child of Christ. I am divine. And that is the energy of Christ consciousness. It's not even giving a crap about the ego. It's not even acknowledging the ego. Jesus, he did not even, he brought himself all the way to the edge where he could against the ego, where he could speak truth to the ego, and then he walked away. There's the story of how he was speaking to the Pharisees, and what happened was he was speaking the truth to them, and they were not listening. They were not able to hear him or see him or anything. And I believe the story goes, they began throwing stones at him. And so he knew, okay, this is time for me to leave. But when he left, he passed a blind man on the street. And his disciples, his followers, they said, Jesus, will you heal this blind man of his and give him sight? And Jesus knew in that moment that was God calling him to perform that miracle, because he had followed God all the way to the end with those Pharisees. And that was the manifestation of the healing that he experienced, of the healing that took place when he did all that he could to speak the truth there. But that's not the case today. I mean, the case today is a lot of us are more awakened. A lot of us are more aligned with love. A lot of us are ascending. We're all ascending, like I said, but we're on this path, of awareness, of higher consciousness, higher vibrations. And yeah, we're able to complete a lot of healing within ourselves because of this. And, those who are meant to hear your message are going to hear your message, just like this message today. And as we all are working together and we're all walking this path together, as the one child of God, which is truly what we are. And, what Christ meant when he said, I am the one Son of God, he understood the oneness. It wasn't like, I am the one and only Son of God. No one of you are else are Son of Gods. No, it was more, it was, I am the one Son of God, as if we all are one. We are all the one child of God, the one daughter, the one son, the one child of God. And that's what Jesus understood, and that's why he spoke in that way. So, yeah, I feel like I'm making this video for a lot of reasons. One, because I love talking about this, and another because, when I first started realizing the truth and how this world really works to another level, this was one of the first realizations I had, was like, Jesus is not coming back as a person. He's coming back inside of us. And like my whole body was vibrating when I was realizing this. And then it comes to find out, like, a lot of people know about this. It's not just like a new thing, but I know my voice is meant to be shared with those who are just discovering this and who are just waking up to this truth, and understanding that when you choose to be with your twin flame, you are choosing to be with Christ. You are choosing to be with Christ consciousness and to embody Christ consciousness and to live in alignment with Christ consciousness. It's really just living in alignment with your divine self, with who you really are. And yeah, it's safe to do that. It's powerful to do that. You're supported in doing that. Like, God supports all of his children coming home to this heavenly divine state of being. And, we are here to support you. So if you're interested in taking your journey to the next level, I would love to support you and coach you one-on-one and really give you the tools and the support that you need to continue on the ascension path, because it's not meant to be walked alone. I work with a coach every week, and it is so supportive for me. Dylan and I both do, but we are both going to be coaches very soon. And by the time you're watching this, hopefully we already are. and we would love to work with you. So check out our website, check out the links in our bio. We'd love for you guys to follow along to learn more about twin flames, ascension, Christ consciousness, healing, all of that really awesome stuff that we love to share. So yeah, be sure to subscribe, like this video if you enjoyed it. Let me know any questions you have in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.